Good afternoon, I'm Detective Only Jax. Got you a Diet Coke here. Thanks for coming on down. Listen, I don't want to keep you here long. We just got a few questions on what exactly happened on your YouTube channel a couple days ago. This is JCS. JCS runs one of the most, if not the most, prestigious true crime YouTube channels on the platform. On the morning of December 4th, 2024, JCS posted this video, Newlyweds Tell on Each Other. The video was uploaded to high regard and excitement as it was the first video JCS had posted in 2 years. However, it didn't take long for the mood to sour. It was reported to the drama police that JCS may have employed the use of AI in his most recent video. A common trend for true crime on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, but entirely unacceptable for true crime giants such as JCS. Take a listen.
Behold, the sacred union that unites two souls into a lifelong journey. On the 2nd of December of 2017, Amelia and Joshua got married. They danced through the night to their favorite love songs, which consisted primarily of Ed Sheeran. Then continued the celebration in their luxury hotel room that was overlooking the river.
Now compare this to an earlier JCS video.
It would come as no surprise that a judge deemed him fit to stand trial. A jury then found him legally sane, and he was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his mother. All of which was in spite of a continuous charade of mental illness similar to the one you see here.
So I just kind of want to wrap my head around this. When was the last time you used an AI narrator? Or are you just going to sit there in silence? I've got investigators, and so listen, every time I leave this room, I've got 4 or 5 different investigators coming up to me with evidence that points to you not only knowing that you used one AI narrator, but you used more than one, exploiting 2 different people. Now, if I'm going to go with what they're telling me, you are some monster who's a true crime grifter. But I don't want to believe those things because we've had a somewhat nice conversation here. But if you're not going to talk to me, all I have to go off of is what these guys are telling me out here. So give me something I can work with. Was the money tight? Maybe you couldn't afford to pay a guy your normal wage. Tell me something that I can work with. This was not the first time that JCS had come under fire for possibly using an AI narrator. In fact, a video released 2 years ago titled "Sarah Literally Thinks She's Going Home Later" also seems to have a monotonous, emotionless, robotic-sounding voice narrating the video.
But George isn't laughing. He's asking to be let out and repeatedly stating that he can't breathe. The second video was recorded 11 minutes later, showing the same thing, except the suitcase was flipped over and in a different area of the apartment. Sarah is both unmistakably and heavily intoxicated in these videos, which may explain the fact she didn't delete them. It would be safe to assume that she has no idea the videos exist. And yes, you will see the moment she becomes aware of their existence.
And here's a confirmed non-AI voice to compare it to.
He makes a half-hearted attempt to conceal the body with a handful of leaves and a stick. He then walks in the direction of the highway.
At what point did your script writing process change? Because earlier on, you were more clean cut. There wasn't many commentaries on the suspect's performance to the investigators. But now I've got this Oscar-winning Star Wars moment joke.
It's kind of like he's auditioning for the next Star Wars movie, and he's about to rehearse the most breathtaking fucking paragraph in the history of the franchise.
Do you want to speak to that at all? Listen, you can't just sit here and give me nothing. What the suspect is doing here is employing what some investigators have called the silent treatment, wherein, in the face of drama or accusations, a suspect will essentially remain silent as to not give anything away. Generally, a suspect will only do this if A, they don't care about the allegations, or B, they are guilty, or C, they are cooking up a horrible response video that is released a year after the allegations were made. The investigator's job at this point is to try to build up rapport with the suspect, to allow them to feel comfortable enough to open up. JCS, I don't want you to be sitting here thinking I don't know who you are. You're a legend. We wouldn't have true crime on YouTube like we have right now without you. You walked, so Explore With Us, Dreading, Mad Orchard, so those guys could run. And those guys are doing great, and they owe everything to you. So you slip up one time. You slip up with one video and you think, maybe I can just get away with it. Maybe if I just say nothing, no one will notice. But that's not what's happening here. I've got, again, a hate mob, and I can protect you from this. I can see you through the tunnel, but I need you to open up to me. While everyone was understandably freaking out on the internet about JCS using an AI voice and possibly even AI written portions of the script, Kazume, the normal narrator for the JCS videos, spoke up and told the masses that he was indeed paid word for word like he normally would have been for the use of his voice. So, the AI grifter angle was put to rest for some. But the backlash kept growing as audiences rejected the video as being subpar overall. This led to the video being taken down 2 days later with no word from JCS. And much like this interview, we wouldn't hear from JCS for quite some time.
I guess my final question is, why take down the video if you didn't do anything? Make that make sense to me. Why would someone take down a video if they knew they had done nothing wrong, right? Or does it make more sense that you knew you did something wrong and you took down the video so you didn't get the backlash? But what happened? The backlash didn't stop. It snowballed. And now you're sitting here in my interrogation room not giving me anything I can use to help clear your name or lessen the consequences on you. I don't know if you realize this, but I'm the only one who can help you now. Because it's either me or it's the hate mob. And we see it every day. The hate mob, they come after you, they tear you to shreds. So unless you can somehow magically make a video where you fix the problems that went wrong, you say sorry in a pinned comment, and gain back goodwill, I'm your only friend here.
JCS would wind up keeping quiet, and because no real crimes were committed, Detective Only Jacks was required by law to let JCS out of custody. On April 3rd, 2025, almost 5 months after the AI video incident, JCS released a video titled "Husband Tries to Act His Way Out of a Murder Charge." And in this video, there was a noticeable difference in the narration and the script writing. It seems like all was back to normal over at JCS, and sure enough, in the comments section, JCS had a short and sweet written apology. For this next part of the video, we will give it over to Detective Only Jacks.
So 2 things. 1, I didn't script this because I didn't need to. 2, I am so happy that not even a year into the series, we have what I think could be a perfectly scoring apology. Without further ado, let's get into what JCS said. JCS says, "Sorry for letting you guys down. The channel wasn't sold and we haven't quit. We just have been dealing with some outside YouTube related stuff. We'll make it up to you and start putting out consistent content if you're willing to give us a second chance. But in any case, love goes to you all. I still cannot believe you got us this far. And oh my word." Here's a couple of things before we get into the rubric. First and foremost, the new video JCS posted was great. It had Kazume as the narrator. It had well-informed commentary, I think. I'm not a criminal justice major or anything, but it felt like classic JCS. So in the plan moving forward category, we're scoring full points. And let's get into the rubric because, I mean, listen, the bulk of the video was the first part, and I hope you enjoyed it. This part, it's gonna seem like I'm taking it really easy, and it's because I am. You don't normally see a YouTube team, or whatever JCS is, you don't normally see them do a complete 180 and like course correct themselves back to where they should be, and I'm so happy to see this. This is what I want to do with Apology Cop. I want to bring people up, not pull them down. But let's get into the rubric. Apology versus non-apology. We're giving it apology and we're awarding it the full 25 points. I mean, how more clean cut does it get? Sorry for letting you guys down. That's exactly what they did wrong. They let us down. They went the cheap route for whatever reason, whatever personal issues they have, that's fine. But they did the AI route. I firmly believe they used an AI generated script for that last video. And that's not what we've come to expect from true crime, especially not JCS, who set the standard for what true crime on YouTube should be. And they're sorry for it. Not only did they say they're sorry for it, they went ahead and posted a video in which they correct exactly what the problems were. So for apology versus non-apology, of course they're scoring full points on this. Length. I mean, what am I always saying? Short and sweet. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences, and 2 of those sentences have to do with the apology. So we're gonna give a 15 out of 15 on length as well, because it got everything it needed to say in 6 sentences. I'm so over the moon with this. I'm over the moon with this one. Sincerity. Now the sincerity category has to do with, are you really sorry? You can do a perfect apology and not be really sorry. So you can score perfectly in that category because it's a pass or fail, and not do like a sincere apology. You can have it short and sweet, but are you really sorry? I think so, because they didn't do the thing where they're like, we're gonna use some AI. I'm sorry that you felt this way, but this is how the channel's gonna go. You know, sorry we couldn't make it work the way we wanted to. No, 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 no. It's a blanket. Sorry for letting you guys down. We're not gonna make the same mistake again. Let's just go. So 15 out of 15 for sincerity. I'm still over the moon. Specificity. Now there's two schools of thought. I can dock points for them not specifically saying that they use an AI narrator, one of which we've never heard before, and that they use an AI script and just kind of thought we'd be okay with that. I can dock points for them not saying that. But part of me is just so gosh darn happy that I wasn't gaslit as an audience member, that for specificity, they did let us down. I want to just say that that was specifically the problem. And so because of that, because of how amazing this turnaround was in just one video, I'm gonna award them the full 15 points for specificity. Specifically, they let us down. Specifically, they did not meet the standard that they set and that we as an audience now hold them to. Specifically, that's what they did, and they have addressed the specific issues in their most recent video. Plan moving forward. Normally this category is a gimme just because it's a gimme, but they actually did the thing they said they were gonna do. They said they're gonna put out consistent content. Well, okay, so hold on. It's too early to tell on the consistent content stuff, but the plan moving forward is to not use AI like they did. And so far, in the video example we have, they didn't. And so this is great. This is fantastic. This is the kind of behavior. The reason I'm not being super mean here or being like, oh, well, you know, they could still mess it up, is because we don't want to water the seeds of mediocrity. We want to water the seeds of exactly what we want to see. I want to see more of this, so we're gonna really focus on the good things about this as to foster those things in the future, rather than having the great thing they did, even though that this was all unnecessary because they were the ones to mess up in the first place. Rather than focusing on the negative sides of this, we're gonna focus on, hey, you know what, you did mess up, but we're so happy to have you back in a fuller capacity than if you had just continued to do the bad behavior. I hope all of that makes sense. So for plan moving forward, 15 out of 15, which leaves our last category, readiness. I mean, they didn't come back and apologize until they were ready to show us that they were ready to continue on course corrected. So 15 out of 15. And if you're keeping track at home, folks, that means Jim Can't Swim, JCS Criminal Psychology, has scored the first ever Apology Cop 100% score. Are you kidding me right now? I was like more excited to do this Apology Cop than I was to do the Jake Doolittle one, because the Jake Doolittle one, I just felt bad for the kid, you know what I mean? And so I was like excited to like do it because his crime was so egregious, his internet crime, I should say. It was so egregious, but this one was so perfectly executed. And I hope that for similar issues, when someone on the internet messes up, they mess up and redeem themselves like this. This is the perfect way to do it, because I know me as an audience viewer love to see comeback stories like this. When a creator like understands what happened and what went wrong and then decides, you know what, I'm gonna atone fully for this and like do the thing that I should have been doing that everyone wants me to do, rather than like try to find some happy medium. Like, no, like here's where you went wrong. Everyone was super happy to tell you how you went wrong, and then you fixed it. And then when you fixed it is when you issued the apology. Like, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited for whatever JCS has to come. And I really hope that I'm not eating my words on this. So anyone at the JCS team, if you're watching, you might not be, but if you're watching, please don't make an idiot out of me, okay? In the words of Sabrina Carpenter, heartbreak is one thing, my ego is another. So I need you to keep up with this. But what a fantastic way to come back and apologize to everyone. I have no more to say to that. Sorry, this is a shorter Apology Cop than normal, but that's fine with me as long as we keep getting good content. We want the content to be good. In the war against AI, us humans need to continue making really good content that AI can't replace. JCS learned this the hard way. We should all learn by JCS's mistake, and that's really all I have to say here. So I'm Detective Only Jax, and until next time, don't use AI and try to make people think you didn't and then do what JCS did. Just be human the whole time. whole time. You made it to the end of the video, you should subscribe, or maybe just leave a like, leave a comment if you please, but I'd rather you subscribe. I check that shit like every day and win that subscribe.
This one goes out to Only Jax. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Only Jax.
Only Jax.
Only Jax.